For decades, it's been said that if you want to work in the film and television industry, you're gonna have to make the move to Los Angeles, California. So talent from around the world, actors, writers, directors, have made the move to LA to try and hit it big and have a career. But what if I told you that that's an idea of the past? With the rising popularity of self-tape audition casting, celebrities fleeing Los Angeles to live in other states, and the overall decrease in Los Angeles-based production, it might be safe to say that making the move to Hollywood could be a ritual of the past. We're gonna discuss all that and more in today's video. Hi guys, it's Makayla Lysiak. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh my gosh, there's a fly in here. Why is there a fly in my room? Get out. Where'd it go? It keeps tormenting me, just flying around, and I don't want a fly in the background of this video. That's disgusting. So if you spot the fly, I apologize. Subscribe for film school and film industry content. That's what I do over on this channel. All of my sources for researching for this video are linked down below. Terry and I'm... Fly. He's back! Why is it so expensive to shoot projects in Los Angeles? I feel like it's pretty well known that California is a highly taxed state and things in the state are very expensive. The price of gas, food, housing, all those numbers are highly inflated compared to other states. If you're a production and you need to shuttle actors from base camp to sets, the cost of transportation is more expensive. If you need to cater and feed the cast and the crew, food is more expensive. And if you need to shoot on a location or just on California land, that land is way more expensive. All these numbers add up. California's state tax incentives are also very limited. Voiceover Makayla stepping in here. I cited some outdated sources right here, so I'm gonna correct myself with up-to-date information. In July of 2020, California instated a new tax credit program called Program 3.0. It provides $330 million every fiscal year to productions that meet eligibility requirements. Eligible productions include new, relocating, recurring, and limited TV series, pilots, as well as independent and non-independent feature films. Independent films and relocating TV applicants qualify for a 25% tax credit, while non-independent projects receive 20%. Productions apply for this tax credit, and productions are ranked by their job ratios in different categories. I'll leave a link to this whole document down below. But according to Deadline, there's not enough money in the program to fund projects to stay filming in California. According to the report, the state lost 77% of production spending by those projects that applied but did not receive a California state tax credit over the past year, and that 16 out of 28 projects that did not receive a tax credit left California to be produced out of state. These runaway projects accounted for $950 million in production spending outside of California, the report says. Deadline is also saying that California doesn't have standalone visual effects credits and they're losing out on billions of dollars because they don't have those programs in place. Quote, a recent study revealed that over $7 billion is projected in worldwide VFX spending in 2022, increasing to $10.5 billion by 2025. California is not benefiting from this expanding sector of the motion picture industry due to a lack of targeted incentives. Quote, the majority of VFX work is performed outside of California. Quote, VFX workers living outside of California are being paid for visual effects work from studios and companies based in California. California's 25% tax credit is not competitive enough for some companies' financial goals. Therefore, many California-approved tax credit projects decide to get VFX work done at other locales which provide standalone VFX tax credits. Quote, approximately $6 billion of VFX expenditures were performed outside of California within the past 5 years. To illustrate the dichotomy between the worldwide VFX spend and California spend, one company reported that they spent $920 million on VFX labor worldwide while spending only $38.8 million in California. For more information, I'll have this article linked down below. California has high taxes, but they don't have strong enough incentives for productions to want to stay in the area to incur all of those huge taxes when there aren't as many in different states. Film LA have also increased their rates and fees for permits. So whenever production needs to shoot on location or shut down a street, they need a permit to film in public. And they get those permits from Film LA. You need permission from the city to shoot on its land. So Film LA permits used to cost $863 and cover 10 locations for 14 days. Now it's $895, which is still around the same price, but it only covers 5 locations for 7 days. So half the amount it used to cover, and you're paying more money. Film LA has also increased its writer fees. What is a writer? A writer is required anytime a change is made to a permit after it has already been finalized. Film LA charges an additional fee for writer processing anytime a production needs to change something with the permit after it's already been processed. So that fee has now been marked up from 8% to 17%. along with photo and notification fees. All of those got markups. Quote, the fee for after hours writer coordination is increasing from $137 to $200. And Film LA has also implemented new fees for drones, helicopters, special effects use, lane and street closures, and simulated gunfire. And I feel like these are things a lot of us don't really think about when it comes to productions. There are so many logistics involved when you are shooting out in public. Safety wise, like if you have a prop gun, you need to have police around, and there also needs to be signs saying that this is a prop weapon. Filming in streets with actors and crew, that could cause a lot of safety issues, and this is all stuff that I'm learning in film school at USC. Like, it is absolutely insane, all of the safety procedures that are behind the scenes in the film industry. So there's a lot of fees for coordinating all of these things. Los Angeles permits are a lot more expensive compared to other states. Why productions are now choosing to film more outside LA. As I said in my last video about why 2024 and just post-strike Hollywood is a lot harder for talent in the industry, we're seeing that studios, because of the strike, they've now been evaluating where their money's going, and there's a lot more cost cutting, a lot of consolidation. So leaving California and leaving Los Angeles is a big part of that cost saving. Studios and productions are looking for the cheapest options and cheapest places to shoot their projects. States like Atlanta, Indiana, Arizona, and Nevada are starting to offer generous state tax credits for film productions. What is a state tax credit? It's basically money off of your production spending when you go to pay taxes on your production fees. Here's an example of like a tax credit. So let's say I have to pay $100 to the state in taxes, but if I have a $50 tax credit, boop, apply that to my debt to the state, and now I only have to pay $50 to the state because I have a credit. So there are qualifications to get this tax credit. It varies state by state, and I'll leave a link in the description to every state's like specific qualifications to get a certain tax credit. A production has to spend a certain amount of money in the state's economy in order to reap the rewards of that benefit, instead of them just having the credit but not really spending and contributing to that state's economy. It's just to ensure the production is giving jobs to people in that state, employing those people, creating jobs, and once you meet that threshold, then you can get that benefit. So it's just incentivizing them to bring more work into the state's economy, if that makes sense. I'm not a business major, I never claimed to be. This is my best understanding of it, okay? So that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna read the official definition from the National Conference of State Legislatures on their state and film television incentive programs. For states looking to spur economic development, the prospect of growing a larger film industry presence is highly appealing. The big screen can cast a city or state in a whole new light, attract tourism, and create jobs. States have long offered tax incentives to entice new film or television productions, but support for these programs has spiked since the wake of the COVID recession, which sent the film industry reeling as theaters closed and productions were postponed. Film and tax incentives typically come in the form of tax credits equal to the percentage of a film or television production's qualified in-state spending and or exemption from sales tax on qualified transactions. Once they spend a certain amount of money or employ a certain amount of people, there's an incentive tax-wise that they can get off their production, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm doing the best I can. State tax credits are an important factor in productions because it's essentially the production getting a portion of their money back. So this increases a production's desire to film in a certain state based on their incentives. Money's the name of the game in any industry, and so it's the same for film. Though California does offer state tax credits, another factor is affordability. There's not just those large state taxes, but there's just also taxes on regular goods. Other states have cheaper food, gas, and housing, decreasing overall production costs. According to The Marketplace, quote, it's not just government incentives that lure film studios to other states. Many of them also have cheaper gas, food, and housing than California and New York. So from the studio perspective, as you cut back on the overall number of productions, the first thing you're gonna do is stop making them in a place that's expensive. So why are other states trying to join in on the film industry? Why are they trying to be part of the action? States that are growing their film industry presence are increasing their economic development by creating more jobs for the locals. They're also benefiting local businesses, and it attracts tourism. An example of this would be New Mexico after the Breaking Bad series. According to Albuquerque's former mayor, Richard Berry, the Breaking Bad series brought in almost $70 million to the region. In total, the saga spent $192 million in Albuquerque, producing hundreds of jobs for the locals. Not only is there benefit for the productions, but there's also benefit for the people who live in those states. States are even investing in the construction of studios in different states. According to Deadline, around 2020 during the pandemic, the necessity for productions to film in other locations increased the need for more soundstage infrastructure worldwide. So since then, there have been large-scale film studio projects in the works in different states. Even though LA has the most soundstage space, global competitors are not far behind. Within the next 3 years, Georgia, New York, Canada, and the UK will have hundreds of thousands of square feet of soundstage space being constructed. We have Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta. We're also seeing that Nevada is going to have a Sony Studios. Las Vegas Review-Journal says that Sony Pictures is in the process of getting approved to construct a new $1.8 billion studio in Las Vegas. Nevada is also working on a $190 million tax credit annually to Sony and just all the new construction for the film industry that's happening in that state. Lionsgate and Great Point are partnering up to construct a $125 million New Jersey studio complex. And according to New Times Online, OPF Film Studios is planning on building a $30 million film studio in Pennsylvania. We're seeing new construction in different states and the expansion of the film industry outside of Los Angeles borders. So I couldn't find a recorded percentage of films being produced outside of LA, but we can tell it's declining based on these reports. According to LAist, in 2023, 35% of film and TV jobs in the US were in LA, but by the end of the year, that number dropped to 27%. According to Deadline and The Wrap, Los Angeles on-location production dropped from 32% in 2023 and has dropped another 8.7% in 2024 so far. According to The Hollywood Reporter, production for dramas and comedies shot in California went from 91% down to 86%, and TV production in California has also dropped nearly 44%. Here's some examples of popular TV shows and movies being shot outside of Los Angeles. In Atlanta, Georgia, we have The Walking Dead, Stranger Things, and Spider-Man Homecoming. Canada, which is a huge hub for film and television shows right now, The Last of Us, Supernatural, Deadpool, The Twilight Saga was all filmed in Vancouver. In Toronto, we have The Handmaid's Tale, Suicide Squad, and Mean Girls. Bridgerton filmed in Ireland. Wednesday season 2 was filmed in Ireland. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Breaking Bad, Oppenheimer, and The Avengers. Chicago, Illinois had The Dark Knight and Divergent. Other than tax credits and money, what is just another advantage of filming in different states? One, other states offer unique locations and authenticity that can't be replicated by a backlot in Los Angeles. For example, Denise Villeneuve. I should know how to say that. Denise oh god. Denise Villeneuve. Oh wow, I was way off. Director of Dune chose to shoot the Dune movies in Jordan. Independent says that, quote, Dune is about the relationship of human with nature. It was important for me to bring that nature to the screen so the audience will believe that and feel that it's real and tactile. 2, there's less competition due to a smaller market. Crews and filming locations are easier to secure because demand is low in those areas. If production needs new talent or extras, they'll choose from the local market, increasing the discoverability of new talent, which is always really fun. 3 is an easier permitting process, which is already a headache within itself. States are making their permitting process easier and faster to attract more filmmakers. 4, community support. Smaller communities are supporting these projects because it brings in tourism. It supports local businesses and just creates more jobs in general. Here's an example from Stranger Things, which shot in Georgia. So the Starcourt Mall in Stranger Things was shot at Gwinnett Place Mall, which was actually going out of business. But after Stranger Things began filming, the mall store owners said they saw an increase in business. So the question that I get all the time, do you need to move to Los Angeles to have a career in entertainment, whether you're a writer or an actor, filmmaker in general? And the answer, in my opinion, is no. You do not need to live in Los Angeles to work in the film industry. After the pandemic, in-person auditioning kind of became a thing of the past. Post-pandemic, we're still seeing that casting wants to do self-tapes. Which breaks my heart, but I understand. So you can audition from anywhere. You don't need to be in Los Angeles to film self-tape. Quote, I've shot auditions in a hotel room, on a film set, in my balcony, said actor on her I don't know how to say the last word. So actors are finding that they don't need to be in the city to try and find work, but we're also seeing that celebrities are kind of giving up on Los Angeles and are leaving the state. Here are some examples of celebrities who have moved out of California. Mark Wahlberg has moved to Las Vegas, Nevada because it allows him to have greater control over his projects, and there's reduced production costs, and he also has the financial freedom to start a production company with Sony Pictures, who is starting new construction in Las Vegas, as we established. He says it's Hollywood 2.0. Quote, Wahlberg outlined his vision for a Hollywood 2.0 production studio in Las Vegas with Sony Pictures. The studio on the west side of Las Vegas is in the works. Matthew McConaughey is moving to Austin, Texas. He explained that he can continue acting without being in Hollywood because the remote work in the film industry allows him to work from anywhere. Also, Governor Gavin Newsom's LA mansion tax was a huge reason a lot of celebrities decided to leave LA. What is the mansion tax? It's a tax imposed on the sale of millionaires' houses. So if a house is on the market and the price is over $5 million, it's subject to a 4% tax. If the house surpasses $10 million, the tax rate increases to 5.5%. These are some celebrities that left Los Angeles due to the mansion tax. We have James Corden, Jim Carrey, and Jennifer Lopez, according to the source Marca. So we're seeing that California's exorbitant taxes are a reason why productions, lower level actors, and also celebrities are choosing to leave the state. The taxes really burden everybody, from the productions to celebrities to the regular everyday person. It's just too expensive to be in California. And with all this cost cutting that we're seeing now, again, go watch my last video if you want to know why. Like, this year is just going to be so hard for jobs right now, and a lot of people are struggling post strikes. A new time. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. And honestly, I'm kind of happy about it. I'm honestly happy that productions are spreading out across the country and even outside of the country. Personally, for me, like as a student, paying so much money to live in the city, like to get an education, it's a huge burden. And I'm just like, there's not enough money to be made as well in the industry, and it's a lot more competitive, and it's just like, I want to be able to enjoy life and like not be just like so financially burdened that I can't enjoy the finer things in life, you know what I mean? And I feel like because the industry is leaving LA, so many more people have access to the industry. I feel like in the past, so many people were like, do I have to live in LA to be in this industry? And like, it's so expensive and I don't even think I can afford it. But because now it's going to other places, people can afford to live and they can afford to chase their dreams in a different way. Because I feel like Los Angeles really makes it impossible to chase your dreams because it's so unattainable due to how expensive everything is. So I feel like overall, this is a good thing. But I don't know, what do you think about all of this? I tried to explain it the best I can, okay? I'm an artist, filmmaker, writer. I'm not a business person. So again, sources to all of these things will be linked down below if you want to do your own research. And like personally for me, I don't want to just live in LA. I want to live in Canada. I've been there once and I thought it was so pretty. And there's so much shooting out there. Like, I honestly would love to live in Canada. Things are changing, things are moving as they always do in the industry. But if you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, be sure to like this video so more people find this video and my channel can grow. I'd love to get this information out there for other aspiring creatives. And subscribe to the channel. I see that a lot of people who watch my videos don't actually subscribe, and it hurts my heart. We're also gonna be starting the College Diary series again, so be sure to subscribe for that. And you can follow my journey trying to make it in this crazy entertainment world, and I'll be taking you guys along the way with me. Oh, if you stay till the end, comment fly, because there's a fly buzzing around my room. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yeehaw!